Hello, this is Rob Hargreaves from Quadra Solutions. In this presentation we're going to look at installation best practices for Autodesk software. First we're going to look at how to find your installation media. There are three ways to do this. You can download this from your Autodesk account at accounts.autodesk.com. You can download the media from the Autodesk Virtual Agent, and you can still purchase a USB stick for around £25 plus delivery. Let's have a look at these methods in more detail. First, the Autodesk account. To access your Autodesk account, start a web browser and go to the address accounts.autodesk.com. All of your Autodesk software and license management is performed through here, so it's worth bookmarking for future use. If you don't currently have an account, create one using the Create Account button. Complete the simple form, making sure that you use your work email address provided when you ordered the software to ensure that your licenses are tied in with your Autodesk account. Log into your account using the sign in button, provide your username and password, and if you set your account up months ago and can't remember the password, click the forgot link and the site will send you a reset email. Once you're in, this is the landing page you'll be presented with. Click on the management link to access your software information. We then click on the downloads link, where we're presented with this page. Now here we can specify which version, which platform, which language of download we want. The default is the Install Now option over on the right hand side there. I would recommend you select the View All link, which will allow you to provide a different installation method. Install Now is fine if you've just got the one machine to install. If you want to install several machines, or if you may want to install later but get hold of the media now, then I would recommend using the Browser Download option. You also have the option to download through the Download Manager. Some organisations don't allow these small apps to be installed on the machine. So the browser download is my recommendation. You can see the 5.2 gigabytes is the unpacked value or the size of the downloaded media. It isn't the amount that's not going to be downloaded via the internet. Once we do this, you can see the buttons now have changed to browser download. We click on the browser download button, and here we get a summary page telling us, first of all, to disable any pop-up blockers before downloading, and that 2 files will be downloaded. We click the Start Download button, and here we can see the files that will be downloaded. You see the total size is not 5 gigabytes, but once those files are unpacked, the size on disk will be 5 gigabytes. Okay, the next option is using the Virtual Agent. The link is quite long for the Virtual Agent. In all honesty, the easiest way to find it is just to Google it. And you can see here the top few links relate to the Autodesk Virtual Agent. One of the links even tells you how to use it. This is the Virtual Agent. First, we're going to click on the Download Links, and this will present us with all the Autodesk software. Here we're going to click on the Autodesk Suites, and we're then going to click on the particular suite that we're after. In this case, the Product Design Suite Premium. And now we can see the multi-part downloads. Unlike with the account download, with the Virtual Agent you do have to click on each individual link and download the individual parts. It doesn't download the whole package for you. So you've got to click on Part 1, Part 2, Part 3 and so on to download all of the files. The resulting files are very similar to the ones you get through the accounts page. It's a multi-part self-extracting zip file. And then when we come to perform the installation, there are a few important points you must observe whilst doing the installation. First of all, turn off antivirus on access scanning. This is quite important. Often we'll see people install their own software, they don't switch off the antivirus on access scanning, the software appears to install, there are no error messages, it even runs, but quite often we find that there are numerous issues when it runs, things like the system crashing when panning or zooming, or bits of the interface being missing. So make sure you turn off the antivirus on access scanning. Ideally, you also need to lower the user account control or UAC setting to never notify. This is important if you intend to install the software unattended. So if you want to leave it installing over lunchtime or in the evening, you come back to it the day after, and 2 minutes after you left, a box popped up on screen asking you to confirm that the machine had the rights to do this installation. Similarly, running with elevated privileges. Even if you're logged into the machine with local admin privileges, it isn't necessarily the case that you have full admin privileges. So to run with elevated privileges, right-click on the setup.exe and click on Run as Administrator. You'll often hear these 3 points referred to as the 3 golden rules. They are quite important for a successful installation. And just to reiterate one last point, turn off your antivirus on access scanning. If you call us on technical support saying that your software isn't running properly and you installed it without turning this off, then the only option will be to move forward, uninstall and reinstall the software with antivirus on access scanning disabled. Now we're going to have a look at a few common installation issues. Whilst this isn't an installation issue, this helps you identify what the issues may be with the installation. If you go to a Windows Explorer and in the address bar type in the %temp%, you will be taken to the user's temporary directory location, where you will see a series of log files. When you install an Autodesk product, it will automatically capture an installation log and place it into this folder. Now, by all means, have a look through this log. It's in relatively clear text for you to read. But when you ring in for support on installation, then the first thing we will do is ask you for these logs. So you can zip up the last few logs, sort by date, so you can get the last few logs, zip up the ones related to the installation that you're struggling with, and email them to us at support@quadrasol.co.uk. One of the common issues you may find in those support logs is a C++ or a .NET conflict. And if you go into Add Remove Programs on your machine and type in C++ in the filter, you will get all the different C++ components. What can often happen is the Autodesk software you're installing expects to see a certain Visual C++ installation, and it may have had an update. So it's a later version than the Autodesk software is familiar with, and that can often cause a conflict. So what you may have to do is uninstall the Microsoft Visual C++ components, and then allow the Autodesk installer to put them back on. You can then run the Windows update after that to apply any C++ updates after the installation is complete and successful. Another common issue is downloading the wrong product. We can see all the graphics, the imagery for the products can be very similar. You've got 3 with the red A there, all looking like AutoCAD, but you've actually got AutoCAD LT, AutoCAD 2018, and you've got AutoCAD Raster Design. Similarly with the Inventor logos and imagery, there's a lot of similarities between different products, but make sure you download the correct product for the license that you've purchased. Once again, just to reiterate, this is another common problem with installations, not turning off your antivirus and access scanning. I can't stress enough how important this is. Please turn off your antivirus on access scanning or your software will install but will likely not work properly. Let's have a look now at licensing your software. And we're going to do this through the Autodesk account again. Once again, we click on the Management link. And here we can see a little chevron button next to the product. We click on this. This exposes the license information for that product. We can see the serial numbers. We can see number of seats available. We can see which versions we have access to. You also have the option to access old or previous version serial numbers. We can also see at the bottom there you can download updates and add-ons. So here we can see we can access the serial number and the product key. Now bear in mind that from 2017 onwards we no longer needed the serial number or product key to install the product. We can just simply install, and then on first run you will be prompted for this serial number and product key. Okay, so you've got your serial number and product key entered. The next thing you must do with subscription software is assign users. Also done through your account and through the management link. So here, this time we're going to click on the users icon on the left hand side of the screen there. We're going to add a user to the list. Now it doesn't automatically know which users you have in your organization. You need to add the users in, providing the email, first name and last name. Again, make sure you use the email address. If the user already has an Autodesk account, make sure you use the correct email address to associate that user's account to this license. Once the user's been added, we click on the Edit Access, and we can click the contract number at the top there to filter down to multiple. If you have multiple contracts, we can filter down to a specific contract. And then you tick the Assign box to assign a particular product to this user. Okay, you can see the current user is named at the top of the screen there under Edit Access, and we're assigning these products to that user. If you do not do this, then that user will not be able to use that software. We can see when we start the software, we're prompted to sign in to the Autodesk account. Once we do this, we can see we have a working product, and at the top we can see who we're signed in as. Okay, so if you still struggle with the installation from here onwards, you can contact the Quadra Solutions support team on 01254 301 888, or alternatively you can email support@quadrasol.co.uk. Quite often we will ask you to start a remote session with us, in which case we will send you to get.teamviewer.com/quadrasol. This will download a small quick join tool. You don't need to install it, just run it, and this will allow us to take control of your machine and either take you through any support issues or help you install the software. That concludes the installation best practices for Autodesk software presentation. Please get in touch if you want to speak to us about any other issues you might be having with your Autodesk software. Thank you.